Most of humanity has been brought up to view miracles as being a type of phenomenon that occurs rarely, and that they happen outside of us. This tunnel view of miracles limits our ability to receive and experience the miracles being presented to us every single day of our lives. Anytime we view something as being outside of us, on some level, we are affirming that we are choosing not to be connected to that thing. So when we find ourselves in the energy of need and desperation, yearning for miracles to happen in our lives, we're actually affirming that we don't want to be connected to that miracle. Expanding out of a narrow understanding of miracles to a more panoramic perspective allows us to be open and available to receiving miracles fully. Today, I'm going to share 2 foundations that can help you embrace a more panoramic perspective of miracles so you can start to witness and experience more of them in your daily life. Then I'll share a guided meditation to help expand us even more when it comes to receiving miracles. The first foundation to manifesting miracles is to get clear on what a miracle really is. So what is a miracle? A miracle is simply a shift in perspective. It's the result of what happens when we choose to shift and expand our perspective. I like to call this choice seeing through the eyes of the universe. Viewing life through the lens of the universe allows us to recognize that everything is a miracle. Albert Einstein once said, "There are 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle." How empowering is it to know that we get to choose which kind of reality we experience? When we choose to see everything as a miracle, we start to recognize that the space between our breaths, to the unique configuration of our divine body temple, to the mind, our dreams, nature, the experience of life, and everything in between is a miracle. Miracles occur the second we have a shift in perspective, that everything in the world is actually a miracle, and we are the core presence, the observer that gets to recognize it in this way. We remember that everything we are seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, and feeling is actually a miracle, that our sacred breath is a miracle. To fully receive miracles, the only 2 things that are asked of us: first, to understand what miracles are, which is what we just spoke about, and the second is to honor and have compassion for the parts of us that have been conditioned to have a narrow perspective around miracles, because that's just what the mind does to keep itself safe and protected. Through compassion, we can transcend old coping mechanisms stemmed from survival and become open and available to receiving miracles every single day of our lives. This leads us to the second foundation of expanding ourselves to receiving more miracles. This second foundation is to embrace the art of compassion. Compassion is one of the highest frequencies we can tap into because it is literally us choosing to express and embody love in action. Compassion is not to be mistaken with sympathy. Sympathy is usually what happens when someone feels sorry for someone else, which is actually them reinforcing to that person that they are feeling sorry for, that they are broken or missing something in some way. Compassion reminds us that at the core of every human being is a spiritual being. Our spirit is whole, perfect, and can never be hurt, harmed in any way because it's the part of us that only operates in the realm of unconditional love. Compassion elevates because it reminds us to see the wholeness and perfection within all beings. The mind sometimes resists being compassionate because it simply has been operating in a world that values survival and fear much more than peace and love. However, this is changing. So the key to being open to seeing, feeling, and receiving miracles is to become compassionate with ourselves first for all of the choices, habits, behaviors we've engaged with, for all of our feelings, emotions, and everything in between. This allows us to bypass the stories we have been stuck in and helps us to reconnect with the true essence of our being, which is wholeness and love itself. With daily practice from this space, we can eventually start showing up for others in the same way we are choosing to show up for ourselves. From this space, we will be able to recognize their wholeness and perfection even when they may not be able to see it for themselves. So this feels like an excellent time for us to begin our meditation so that we can be open and available to receiving and witnessing and experiencing miracles every single day of our lives. So if you're ready, let's begin. Go ahead and close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath in, breathing in through the nose, filling up with that life force energy, that oxygen. And as you exhale, feel yourself sinking more deeply into the chair, the bed, the couch, the floor that you're on. And let's take another deep breath in. And gently release, and as you release that breath, feeling yourself relaxing even more. Good, and one more. Let's take a deep breath in. And release. And so let's begin our meditation. With your eyes closed, imagine seeing yourself as a 3-month-old baby being held and embraced by the now version of you. Just visualize and see that in your mind's eye. And as you see that, you start to also notice your surroundings, and I want to invite you to start noticing that this version of you that is 3 months old, that's being held by the version of you now, is sitting under a palm tree that provides perfect shade on a tropical beach with a cooling and soothing breeze that is making the temperature absolutely perfect. Just see that, feel that, notice that, looking at the textures, the colors, the shapes all around you. Now from this space, I invite you to look through the eyes of the 3-month-old baby version of yourself. See all around you. See the ocean. See the dolphins. See the sky. See the birds. See the trees. Hear the people having fun off in the distance, being in joy. See the kites flying in the wind. Hear the wind and the waves. Notice that and see it and recognize it and hear it as if you're hearing it through the perspective of this 3-month-old baby version of you. While all of this is going on, notice that you are being held in such a loving space by this adult version of you now that's holding and loving and caring for this baby version of you. Imagine what it looks like, feels like, smells like, tastes like, and sounds like to experience life as if it's the first time you've ever experienced it. Just sitting in this space, let's tap into this feeling for a few moments. Here we go. This is you seeing through the eyes of the universe. This is what the universe experiences when it sees you, when it sees through you. Contemplate on that for a moment. Good. So let's just thank your present self and your inner child for this experience that you just had. Thank the universe. thanking all of the things that you just witnessed for the first time through the eyes of the 3-month version of you. That part of you is inside of you always. So imagine what would happen if you woke up every morning and set the intention to see and recognize life through the eyes of your 3-month-old. Would things be different? Would things be more magical? Would things be more extraordinary? Would you see and receive and experience miracles even more? Tap into that innocence. Tap into that part of you that has always been inside of you. So let's go ahead and open our eyes, getting back into your 5 senses, back into your body, taking a deep breath in and release, and just check in to see how you feel. You may feel more relaxed, more peace. This is you coming back into alignment with yourself. And if it didn't happen this time, go back and listen to this session to help you come back into alignment with this aspect of you who gets to see life as a miracle. Neuroscience tells us that it takes 21 days to break a cycle and 28 days to begin a new one. So I invite you to go ahead and watch this video and work with this process for the next 21 days. I love hearing about your experiences, so please keep me posted. You can comment in the comment section below. It's such a blessing for me to connect with you in this way. I'm so grateful. Please feel free to revisit these videos as often as you like. Share them, spread the word, as they are designed to support you unconditionally always. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Have a beautiful day. Hey, my friend, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and comment. I'd love to hear from you. Have a miraculous day.